Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah.
Yes.
Continuing volume 2 of Riyad Saleheen, book number 17, the book of the prohibited actions. Chapter 287, prohibition of taking of riba, the usury. Allah the Exalted says in Surah Al-Baqarah, verses 275 through 279. Those who eat riba, the usury, will not stand on the day of resurrection except like the standing of a person beaten by the shaitan, leading him to insanity. That is because they say trading is only like riba, whereas Allah has permitted trading and forbidden riba. So whoever receives an admonition from his Lord and stops eating riba shall not be punished for the past. His case is for Allah to judge. But whoever returns to it, such are the dwellers of the fire. They will abide therein. Allah will destroy riba and will give increase for sadaqah, and Allah likes not the disbelievers, sinners. Truly those who believe and do deeds of righteousness and perform salah and give zakah, they will have their reward with their Lord. On them shall be no fear, nor shall they grieve. O you who believe, be afraid of Allah and give up what remains due to you from riba from now onward. This hadith on the subject of many, including the hadith coming next. Narrated Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam cursed the one who accepts riba and the one who pays it. Muslim. The narration in At-Tirmidhi as and the one who records it, and the two persons who stand witness to it. Both the parties, that is the one who charges interest and the one who pays it, are equally guilty in the matter of usury. This hadith highlights the intensity of unlawfulness of it, or what has come to be called nowadays interest, which can be judged from the fact that not only the person who charges it and the one who pays it are cursed, but even those who write the document and bear witness to the transaction are condemned, although the latter two have no active part in the deal. They have been condemned for their mere cooperation in the matter of interest. Thus, we learn that even cooperation in the deal in which interest is involved is an invitation to the curse and wrath of Allah. The reason for such severity in the matter of interest is that Islam wants to create a society which is founded on fraternity, sympathy, selflessness, and sacrifice. If someone is in need of money, the rich should fulfill his need for the sake of Allah's pleasure or give him a loan without interest. As against the Islamic system, this system of interest is based on selfishness, exploitation, and suppression. And in the interest-ridden societies, the affluent ones are not inclined to cooperate with the needy for the sake of Allah. All they are concerned with is their own interest. Their lust and greed are not reduced in the slightest measure, even after draining the last drop of blood of the poor. This is the reason why the Sharia has forbidden interest of every kind and regarded it unlawful, no matter whether the loan is for the personal need or commercial requirements. Some people say that Some people say that there did not exist any practice of commercial loan in Arabia at the time, and people used to borrow money for their personal needs only. On the basis of this plea, they say that the interest which has been forbidden by Islam relates to the latter form. For this reason, they hold that interest lawful which is charged on loan taken for industry and commerce. They contend that since the borrowers in industrial and commercial sectors make huge profit from such loan, how does it become unlawful if they pay the lender a small fixed annual amount against it. In their opinion, it is a right of the lender which should be paid to him on his wealth. But such arguments are totally wrong for two major reasons. First, the assumption that there was no practice of commercial loan in Arabia is altogether baseless. Commercial loans was certainly in vogue in the Arab society, and there is no point in debating this fact. Second, nobody can say with certainty that the amount invested by a person in business will yield profit without fail, because we see it every day that sometimes huge investment made in business and industry result in colossal loss. But the lending agency does not bother about it at all, and it recovers from the borrower every penny of his loan and interest. Is this not the height of tyranny and selfishness? If it is supposed that there is no loss, even then the interest on loans substantially contributes to the increase in price of goods. Whatever interest an industrialist pays on loans is added to the cost of his goods, which ultimately increases their price and in turn adversely affect the purchasing capacity of the customer, i.e. the masses. This is the reason why Islam has closed this large source of exploitation, suppression, and tyranny by declaring every kind of interest unlawful. And it goes on for 2 pages. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
If such a short admonition will be sufficient for those who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not about how many verses or how many hadith, that one hadith and one verse can be more sufficient, inshallah. Allah knows best.
I don't understand why after 1,400 years there's still no institution for Muslims to borrow money without paying reason. That doesn't make any sense. If this was a ruling that was sent down to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and you got Muslim governments and kings and countries all over the world, it doesn't make sense for there not to be no institution for Muslims to borrow.
Makes sense to them because they're greedy oppressors.